Right now, the House is reopening debate on the big, beautiful bill. The 4th of July deadline is just a couple days away, and Speaker Johnson has his work cut out for him.
Sure does. The Speaker not only dealing with Republican holdouts, and at this point, we don't know how many there will be, but we're watching that. He's also dealing with Mother Nature. You got some nasty weather up and down the East Coast, making it difficult for members to get back to Washington. So Dana Marie McNichols live in Miami. President Trump moving to speed up deportations. Peter Doocy reports from the White House, and that's where the action is now. Peter, good morning to you. That's where we begin.
Good morning, Bill. The latest word from the man upstairs here at the White House reads, in part, Republicans, don't let the radical left Democrats push you around. We've got all the cards, and we are going to use them. Last year, America was a dead nation with no hope for the future, and now it's the hottest nation in the world. And the Treasury Secretary is now hitting the airwaves to compliment Republican holdouts.
I just had a meeting with some of the House Democrats, the Freedom Caucus, and I can tell you that group should be so proud of themselves. They have changed the center of gravity in the debate. We are going to start paying down debt. We're going to grow the economy, and they were big contributors to this.
A headline summing up President Trump's day Tuesday from Axios. Trump's big day, a feud, a Senate win, and alligator Alcatraz. The feud mentioned there with Elon Musk, who keeps blowing up the big, beautiful bill's enormous price tag and who now faces a deportation threat from President Trump. White House officials insist Musk is not a factor influencing House Republicans.
They are not going to listen to an outside voice that does not represent the interests of the American people or the interests of the Republican Party, and the House is going to rally behind President Trump to pass this bill for America.
President Trump doesn't have anything on the public schedule today, so we expect him to continue working the phone, horse trading with Republican members who could still send the bill here by his preferred deadline, which is Friday, July 4th. Bill.
Okay, all right, Peter, got it on that. Thank you. Dana?
Well, he seems to have a pretty light schedule today. Is that because he's working the phones?
Yes, we would expect not only him to work the phones, but we do believe that some of the holdouts are going to be here, meeting with either White House staff or the president. They are going to do a full court press today. That is not something that they necessarily want to have cameras on for. However, if they really want to turn up the heat, President Trump will do what he often does. They will just make an announcement unexpectedly for the press pool to gather at the briefing room doors, which is about 50 feet from the door to the Oval Office, and they can just bring cameras in there. And I don't know that he would want to dress down any Republicans who are uncommitted to voting yes on the big, beautiful bill, but they could certainly turn up the pressure on these guys and girls in their district.
Peter, do you have a sense of what could be the measure of resistance in the House among Republicans?
It's tough to tell because once they get to the threshold of it not passing, a ton of additional members could just say, you know what, I'm going to vote my conscience. It's too expensive. I'm not with it either. If members feel like it's not going to pass, then they could just all start breaking away until there is a different version or a better version. And that's not to say that they can't get it back here by Friday, but that would make it a lot harder to get it back here by Friday. And President Trump wants to be able to go out on the 4th of July before the fireworks and the big flyover with the B-2 bombers, the same ones, the same kind that were dropping bombs on Fordo a few weeks back. He wants to be able to have this all sealed up by then.
All right, Peter Doocy. It's kind of curious that members of Congress decided to go back to their districts and have a hard time getting back, given this deadline is Friday. But we'll see. Hopefully, everybody can get their flights on time.
The man upstairs. Thank you, Peter. Nice to see you. Back to you with developments, okay?
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.